Well, what's up and welcome to Culture Makers. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Caitlin. And today we are going to be talking about how we can tell if someone really loves us. The new Marvel movie that's coming out this week, and also the new owner of Twitter and how that's making everyone feel.
But most importantly, what we get to cover is a seasonal debate that you're not going to want to miss. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
So Caitlin, our big question for today is this. How can you tell if someone really loves you?
That's a super deep question, Tanner, and one I'm really excited about because actually in this series that we're in right now in Switch, we are talking about how to know if someone really loves us.
Right.
Because there's a different definition of love that our culture has from the one that the Bible tells us about. See, our culture often defines love as using people to get what we want.
Right.
But the way that God defines love is sacrificing ourselves for the good of others.
It's true.
And so for me, I know that I want to be surrounded by people and have people in my life who really love me, who aren't just using me to get what they want, but who really love me for who I am and see the best in me and call that out.
Yeah, I love that.
So a couple of things. How can you know if the people in your life really love you? I think thing number one is they back up what they say with how they treat you. Their words and their actions line up. Romans 12 actually talks about it in pretty blatant terms. It says, don't just pretend to love people, really love them. And then it gives us some ideas and ways on how to do that. Like, for example, if someone is a jerk to you, don't be a jerk back to them.
Right.
Don't just be nice to someone's face and then trash them behind their backs.
Yep.
That's not really loving someone. So we got to line up our words with our actions when we really love somebody.
Yeah, I love how Romans 12 ends too, because it says, don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil by doing good.
Come on.
And I love that so much because that's what love looks like. It's, hey, my love for you isn't based on what you do for me, but who I want to be always. So I love that so much.
So thing number one, back up words with sacrificial actions. Thing number two, do they look like love?
Yeah.
Are they, 1 Corinthians 13 is what we call the love chapter in the Bible. And the way that it defines love is actually with a set of character traits.
Yep.
And what it says is love is patient and love is kind. It's not jealous or boastful or rude. It doesn't seek just its own interests, but it also looks to the interests of the others. It always protects and trusts and hopes, and it perseveres. So the question that I ask myself when I'm looking at, am I really loving the people in my life? And are they really loving me? Is, am I patient with them?
Yeah.
Am I kind to them? Do I forgive them when they screw up? Or do I keep it in a mental list in the back of my mind, like, really not sure about this person anymore? I think that those are some of the big character traits that A, we see in Jesus, and B, we will see reflected in ourselves when we are really loving people well.
So good. So we want them to look like love.
Yeah.
We want them to back up their actions with their words. What's the last thing they need to do?
And this is actually based on Galatians 5, which is an incredible chapter of what life looks like when we walk in step with Jesus. And the way that we treat people really, really matters.
Yes, it does.
And something that Galatians 5 says is that we are not jealous of one another. Actually, we celebrate with one another.
Yeah.
So when something good happens in your life, are the people around you full of joy with you? Or are they like, dang, I wish it was me? And that is a huge indicator if the people in your life really love you.
Yeah.
Because they're able to celebrate with you. And when you win, it's a win for them too.
Right. I think that if you even think about the last time something good happened to you and those who you were most excited to share about that with, what was their response?
That's so
and
good.
Think about how the people who cheered you on, it may surprise you when you think back, wow, that person who I might not have expected was actually the person that was most happy for me because they were being loved in that moment. When you look at these three key areas of wanting to acknowledge their character, wanting to acknowledge their words and their actions, but then also how they're celebrated is a really strong way for you to look at how are the people around you loving you, and are they pushing you to the right things? Are they loving you in the right way? And you can even see, like, are the people that I'm surrounding myself with the people that I need to be around? Or maybe it's time to evaluate finding or gravitating towards the people who are loving you. Because those are the people who want what's best for you. They're going to give you good advice. They're going to love you no matter what you're walking through, and they're going to be there for you. And that's the people that you want to surround yourself with.
And maybe as you've been listening to this, one of those 3 areas kind of convicted you a little bit. And that's good. Like, that's actually a good thing, because as followers of Jesus, we want to be people who are willing to look in the mirror before we ever point a finger.
Come on!
As we continue moving through this episode, continue letting the Holy Spirit just speak to you and show you ways that you can be more loving to the people in your life.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Caitlin, let's talk about something that I know you're so ready for. Do you have what was that music? Was that supposed to be like the like the heavenly like?
It was a scream of excitement that I was trying to contain.
Black Panther is coming out later this week.
Guys,
how ready are you? Scale 1 to 10.
12.
12.
I've been anticipating it for so long because I'm so excited that we're finally doing another movie that has like such integral ties to the original like saga. I'm done with all the little like sideshows and rando stuff.
Not to call them out, but
sorry, they're just not nearly as enthralling to me as the main storyline.
This is so true. I know, one, that I'm gonna love the movie regardless. Like, it's gonna be incredible. I'm really excited to see how they honor Chadwick throughout it. But then I know the movie's gonna be just incredible. So incredible. And where am I going to go to talk about how incredible it is? Twitter. That's where I'm going to go. Elon Musk tried to back out of the Twitter deal, was like, no, you said you're going to buy it. You're going to buy it. He's now running Twitter. It's had a lot of shift in the last couple of days. My only issue so far, so you can pay a subscription now. Because why wouldn't you pay another subscription in your life?
Delightful.
Good Lord. To be verified? See, I have a problem with that. Because you're telling me that me on Twitter with all 300 whatever followers that I have, which is not a lot at all.
Look at him.
Not at all. No.
300
can be
followers.
Verified? Like, I can say something and it can have a blue, I could be like, good cereal this morning. Blue check mark. Like, what is that? Just all like the coolness of reaching verified status now, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter was the first to do verification, I'm fairly certain. If you start being able to be like paid to be verified on like Instagram or TikTok, that it's just done.
We're over.
It's really sad. What's not sad is that we're in a special time of the year, Caitlin.
Oh no. He's been waiting for this.
We're in a really special time of the year.
We had a whole pre-debate before this.
This Culture Makers almost didn't happen because of this.
We had a scratch.
The question is this. So it's November.
Yep.
You know?
It is.
You know what November means? It means it's time to get ready for Christmas, baby. That's what it means. So I had this debate with some of my Switch leaders. They were like, no, Tanner, you're wrong. We're going to pray for you. Wow, how could you? Thanksgiving's a special time. I have nothing against Thanksgiving. In fact, Thanksgiving is my second favorite holiday. It pales in comparison to Christmas. And this is what I told my leaders. Thanksgiving Day, Christmas season. Which do you think wins?
Well, which one is about Jesus and which one is about stuffing our faces?
Yeah, 100%. And I still stuff my face on Christmas, but I'm going to do it while acknolding the birth of our Savior.
The Lord Jesus Christ. How do I feel about this? Let me voice my opinion.
What are you, writing an essay?
Yeah, it's right
How
here.
How I feel about this is... Go ahead.
We can do that. We can start preparing for Christmas.
Thank you.
I believe in that. I have ordered my Christmas pajamas for
Do you order new pajamas every year for Christmas?
Not necessarily. We have recently gotten into the matching PJ thing.
Oh, like as a family?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We did I don't know, it was like 2 years ago. All the girls had Minion, Despicable Me, fuzzy Christmas PJs.
That's fun.
And then all the guys had like these really interesting Santa on the beach in a
not the vibe that I thought that was,
suit,
not the direction at all I thought that was going.
Christmas PJs. So
I feel like you really missed something there.
I didn't pick them.
Why were the men not Gru?
Yeah, true. That really would have pulled it together.
1,000. I know it's not Halloween or anything. I know you're not, but like, if you're gonna buy one, why would you not buy two? That's not what Christmas season is about, but it is here, and I hope that you're with us. It is appropriate to start getting in the Christmas mindset
But do not listen to Christmas music yet.
Not yet. Not yet. It's too early.
Save it.
It's too early. Man.
All right.
Well, we reflected on a lot.
We did.
We've covered a lot.
We did.
But let's go back to where we started when we talked about, you even mentioned this.
Yeah.
When we think about, are people really loving us? Well, first we want to look at ourselves.
Yep.
And we know that if we want something from other people, we need to make sure that we're being that ourselves too. And we're living out what we expect of others.
So good.
You mentioned 1 Corinthians 13. One of my favorite practices, and this is something that you can do. One of my favorite practices in the world is, and I do this every day. I do this every day, where I'll take 1 Corinthians 13 and every attribute that's listed of love, patience, I put my name in it. So Tanner is patient. Tanner is kind.
That's
Tanner
good.
is love. And I have to reflect and even at times sit in that and go, I wasn't that yesterday, or I wasn't that this week. I wasn't that with my wife or with my son or, with this friend. And then my response to that is then to fix it and to be that, because no, I'm not going to be perfect. But I do know that if I can reflect on that I can remember who I want to be for people.
Come on,
somebody.
And then the other thing that we can do is we can take a relationship inventory of those who are around us. Are they pushing us closer to Jesus with the way that they love us or not? And that may mean that there's some tough decisions to make and some things that we learn that we have to have some conversations. We have to make some moves that we weren't necessarily ready for, but it's time. It's time to do that.
Yeah, something that came to mind when you're talking is like this. I think there's a lie that we fight in our culture that boundaries aren't loving.
Yeah.
But I think it's the exact opposite.
Come on!
The way Jesus lived and what he demonstrated of having healthy boundaries.
So good.
And
so true.
Being so intentional with the relationships in his life and the people who are in his inner circle and whatever, like, he is love.
Yeah.
He's a perfect example of what love is. And Jesus had boundaries. He had time where he went away to be with his Father just by himself.
Yeah.
And then he had time where he was just with his 3 best friends. And then he had time where he was with his 12 best friends. And then he had times where he was like just out doing ministry in the crowds. He had boundaries.
Yep.
When you see that you need to set a boundary because someone isn't actually loving you well, it can be tempting to feel like I'm not doing the right thing if I set a boundary.
Right.
I need to let this person still be in this place in my life. And I would just challenge that thinking and say, actually setting boundaries is loving, because we actually set the person up for success to heal and to see the things that they need to see to move closer to Jesus.
100%.
And we give ourselves the space to do the same thing.
Yep.
If you need to set some boundaries in your life, when you do that relationship inventory and you realize that, just know that you have permission to do that and you get to look at the example of Jesus.
Yep. I cannot say enough that I wish that I would have walked in that when I was a teenager.
Yeah, me too.
I wish so much I would have had the permission to know that it's okay to say, hey, when you do this, I feel like this. And I don't love that. And so how can we fix that? Like, that's an appropriate thing for you to say. It doesn't matter if you're watching this and you're 12 years old, you're 18 years old, guess what?
Yep.
Even as an adult now, that's
So
conversations that we need to have, even to this day. I know I have to have them. I'm sure you have to have them too. Man, I really hope that you step into that. Wise words, my friend.
Come on,
somebody.
Wise words.
We don't have to do it alone. That's the really great news, is you can bring trusted people in. Hey, I think I need to have this conversation with somebody. Can you help me figure out how to do that well?
100%.
And I know that I have people in my life who will give me great wisdom and advice around having those conversations. And I really hope that you do too.
Yeah.
If there's any way that we can pray for you or come alongside you in this, we would love to.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and drop a comment in the section below this video so we can know how to best support you.
Yep.
But for now, I think that's all we have for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Culture Makers. We will see you right here next week.
Peace.